You said it's corruption. DC is nothing but corruption and sex scandals. So I'm like it feels like it's just old men in suits. It's like, who's fucking who? Like, I don't get it.
They're fucking each other. I'm not even kidding.
Hey, I'm Rocki Jean.
And this is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and welcome to the GAUDs Show. And today, Rocki, we have some special guests. Our first guest is a certified coach, author, beauty boss, and the voice behind I Know I'm Crazy. You've seen on Tamara Hall, ABC. Naja Hall is in the building. Let's make some noise for Naja Hall. And Naja's here with her partner. Today's guest is, I'm gonna call him a headline superstar. He's a former congressman, political lightning rod, and the most unpredictable man in D.C. Everybody, let's make some noise for George Santos. He's in the building. So George, I feel like I get you. And
do you?
I really do. I feel like I get you because let me tell you what I mean. Like, I'm in the music business, and in the music business, like, the crazier, the better for us, right? It's like if you could just come in and sing, it's like, oh, okay.
What's the shit?
Like,
What's the angle?
if you could come in and sing about something that we care, you become that. So when I was looking at George, I was like, I get this guy. Anytime an artist sits in my office, I tell them the most important thing to being successful is character development. David Geffen has a famous quote. He says, all of us have an imagination, and all of us are a figment of our imagination. Some of us just imagine way better than others.
But you know what? It works for some. It didn't work out for Azalea Banks, for instance. I'm sorry.
That is true. That is true. So I want to ask you, George. Like,
that's so shady.
No. Listen, let's have some fun.
I like her though.
No,
That's
I do
the
too.
problem.
What were you thinking, right? Like, hear me out. So here's how I work, right? It's like, like, my whole thing is, before you judge, get the intent. Because if the intent is good, like, sometimes Jay-Z has a famous line, we've done all bad for the sake of good. So for me, it's all in the sake of what it was for. But, like, was it a joke that went too far? Was it like, I know what I need to do? Like, what were you thinking in the whole scenario?
I wasn't thinking.
Okay.
I wasn't really thinking. So a lot of people ask me this. It comes down to the resume stuff, for instance. That wasn't meant for public consumption. That was literally for a party boss. Because the old white guy on Long Island, who is the GOP party boss, would never take a look at me if I came through the way who I am.
Yes.
So I got an advisor who said, oh, no, don't worry. We'll decorate it. We'll put a bow on this bitch, and we'll just give it to him. And I said, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to see it. Holy shit. I was like, oh, my God, this is never supposed to.
You said no one was going to see it. Everybody's seeing it.
So I wasn't really thinking. It wasn't meant to be deceptive.
Yeah.
It was just meant to, I guess to be deceptive to one person, the prejudiced old white guy that would never have given me a remote meeting, let alone an endorsement to be the Republican candidate in the 3rd District of New York. So that's literally what it came down to.
So was there a point where you felt like it was going too far before we actually saw it?
Yeah.
Okay, can you give us a moment? Give us a moment where you was like, you looked in the mirror and said, George, what the fuck are you doing?
There was a moment, I'll tell you when my dad picks up the phone call and calls me and says, you graduated, Baruch? Where was I? I was just like, Dad, that was not supposed to be out there. He's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know. Stop talking about it, pretend it, like, hopefully it goes away. But people are just so insistent on your college education these days. It's like, can you just move past that? And then when people kept insisting, I'm like, why is this so relevant?
Yes.
Nobody ever cared before.
Nobody.
But that was kind of like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was frustrating and embarrassing. And I'd never do it again.
Do you feel singled out?
I do. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Look, I was expelled from Congress while there's people in Congress that are doing, I mean, one was taking gold bars from Egypt. There's one indicted for taking bribes from Azerbaijan. There's one in there that is accused of taking bribes from a bank in Mexico. There's one in there that's fucking a Chinese spy. I can go on and on and on. All of these are national security implications.
Yes.
But sure, the guy who lied about going to college gets the boo. You know, I'm not part of the crew. I
sure.
never was,
Yeah.
right? I'm pretty much an outsider in every form you can think of. I'm the poor kid from Jackson Heights, Queens. I'm very proud of saying that because it's who I am. But these guys never could see past the poor kid from Jackson Heights.
Yes.
Queens. Even though I dress better than them, I have a better worldly knowledge and lived experience than they do. I speak 4 fucking languages. I didn't go to college, fair enough, but these people are, it's the little boys clubs.
Yeah.
An example I give is recently nominated Inspector General for Labor is former Congressman Anthony D'Esposito, who is my neighboring district. Why is this relevant? He was my biggest critic. This motherfucker, while he was attacking me, had his guma, and for those of you who don't know what that is his mistress on payroll on a ghost job, taking $4,000 a month of a government salary without never showing up to work. But he's pointing all 10 fingers at me I felt like Judas.
I say it got to be
holy
frustrating
crap.
because it's like, so my thoughts on politics is I don't invest too much into it because everybody's gonna say what they need to say. That's
You're
what
a smart
politics is
man.
about. So I don't get caught up in it. But then it's almost like the politicians was happy. It was almost like, get him, get him. It's like, we all do it wrong, but let's get him. Like,
Do you remember the Catch the Pigeon cartoon?
Yes.
Catch the Pigeon. Get George, because everybody was focused on getting George and nothing else was being paid attention to.
Yeah.
Arguably the best distraction for people trying to do shady shit like taking gold bars from Egypt.
Yeah, how did they get away with this? Like, how?
Bob Menendez is going to go to. He got sentenced to prison, I think, for 13 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Do you think they're all gonna get
Joe
caught?
Biden
eventually?
didn't pardon him, so he's fucked.
why so you are, and I'm asking for people at home because I understand it. You are a conservative, but you feel cool as fuck. Like you're cool, you're laughing, you're joking. You come off more like a liberal.
I'm a libertarian.
But you went conservative. Was that by design? Because it feels like, from the politician side, it's like put like this. When Herschel Walker was running, I was talking to somebody that was supporting him. And he's a black guy, and I'm just at the dinner table, and I'm like, why the fuck are you supporting this guy? Like, And he was like, we don't support Republicans. We don't support people based on who they are. That's a Democratic thing. We support them because they vote the way we need them to vote to keep us in power. And that was profound for me. So it felt like, so I was asking, like, you have this libertarian attitude, but you're conservative. Like, why didn't you do Democrat? Was it on purpose, or did you think like, I'm really a Republican?
I'm a fiscal conservative.
Okay.
But I'm socially liberal. I'm a gay man.
Yes.
Right. So
Of course.
I don't roll with a lot of the retrograde thinking of this old school mentality of just like toxicity that sometimes runs around. I don't mess with that. Which makes me a libertarian, which is I just think we're in big trouble economically. This country will fall over a cliff. But I don't need to be a square and the bear of the party when I show up and just be like, Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution, and we are going to go bankrupt, Madam Chair. Like, that is... Nobody can relate to that.
Yeah.
I can do that, but you're all going to throw me off this balcony over here. So I don't want to show up like that. I want to show up and just be like, hey, I'm a person. I can be fun. I can be funny. But I also know policy and I understand my country's laws. And I think that we need to have a profound respect that fiscally we're in trouble.
So, first of all, I appreciate that. I just had to ask you that.
I'm a cool Republican.
Like
love
it's
that.
funny. I remember when I was younger, I was like 21 years old. I was dating this girl, and her roommate father was a Republican mayor in like Colorado. And I remember I was like, you fucking enemy. We don't talk to Republicans. Black people like Republicans. And then she said, do you even know why? And I didn't have no answer. I was like, this asked me questions like, do you feel like if you work really hard and make your own money, you should get certain things? And I'm like, yeah. Do you feel like your money that you make should take care of other people? I'm like, no. She said, that's a fiscal attitude. You have more Republican views than you know. And that's what kind of opened my brain to the conversation about it. But let me ask you, so when I was in the music business, I wanted to work at a label because I wanted to see how it works. And it was fucking mind-blowing. Like how they talk about the artists. Like, it's like they're just a number on the board. It's not like we're talking about humans. It's like, can he drop a record? Fuck, he needs a record out. It's like this. What did you see in DC from early George, first George, where you were like, holy shit, this is how they are? Like, what was something that you saw that you was like, I can't believe these motherfuckers are this way?
And what year
Cocaine
was that?
orgies.
Okay, cocaine orgies. No, like, hold on, but were you invited to one, or did you hear about it? Oh, you was invited to one?
No, thank you.
By a politician? Get the fuck out of here.
When Madison Cawthorn, if you guys don't know who he is, he's a young congressman from North Carolina who was on a wheelchair, a really young, good-looking kid. He said that DC was nothing but cocaine and orgies. And I'm friends with Madison. I'm like, dude, you can't talk like that. They're going to take you out. Boom. He got primaried and eliminated. So when I got there, I'm like, there's just no way. Oh, thank you so much. There's no way that this is true.
Yeah.
Bro.
Cause I'm looking at it.
day one thing.
You said it's corruption. DC is nothing but corruption and sex scandals. So I'm like it feels like it's just old men in suits. It's like, who's fucking who? Like, I don't get it.
They're fucking each other. I'm not even kidding. It's like, you can't believe it. You're just like, these, first of all, it's my colleagues. I mean, there is a younger crowd now in the House on both sides. I get along a lot with some Democrats. Yesterday, we were in the airport coming here, and we bumped into a former colleague of mine from New York, Dan Goldman. Shout out to Levi's, who he's younger. He's like in his 40s. So we can kind of hang out and talk. Like, we disagree on everything. I jokingly told him, thank you so much for liberating me, because he's one of the members who initiated the ethics complaint against me.
Get the fuck out of here.
Got the
And this
ball
is your
rolling.
home. This your friend.
Well, he's not my friend, but you saw how I interacted
The
with him.
interaction looked very friendly, but
Yeah,
you
it
did
was.
approach him, and he was kind of sheepish.
Yeah.
You can tell. But
yeah, I
it
mean,
was good.
everybody is sheepish, right? But he led the charge to expel me, and I can look
And
past
he asked you, how's it going?
all
So
of
he's
that.
like, hey, how's it going with the legal stuff? Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
It's
So-
really shady, huh? I'm like, that sounds so that sounds so messed up.
It is.
So,
What do you think their purpose is?
Whose purpose?
The everybody that's pointing fingers at you and
I think it's just
deflection.
it's more than deflection. I think it's the distraction element.
from
Talk
themselves.
about George. Don't talk
about me.
us. But
Right.
think about it this way. Dan, in his own right, during like all that scandal, he was undergoing, and this is a guy who's the heir to Levi Strauss. Like, he's by no definition a poor man.
Yeah.
He was, I guess, in a rental temporarily, and I think the rent was like $30,000 a month, and he was like 4 months behind or something like that.
Yeah.
And when I did the Z-Way interview in December of 23, I talked about this, and she's like, how you know everybody's business is humbling. But it's like, I had to be armed with shit like this.
Yeah.
So when they talked about me, I'm like, but dude doesn't pay his rent. He owes 120 grand for 4 months of rent. 3 fucking families,
Yeah.
medium household income in rent arrears, you know?
What?
So this is kind of like, it's good for them. When I was there, it was so good for them because none of them really had big scandals, because every scandal was George Santos. So they were kind of dumb in pushing me out. Because
Yes.
after I left, it's who was fucking who, it's who was sleeping who owed what money where, whose car got towed for over not paying parking fees in New York City. Like, it became hectic for them. And I kept being like, do you guys miss me? Because I can take all of it. Dude, I take intercontinental missiles on a daily basis, and I go to bed at night, I wake up, I'm like, what's next?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and he is actually telling the truth, because I asked him one time. I think we saw some crazy headlines when we were shooting, and he and I have the same birthday,
Yeah.
Cancer, Leo, literally both July 22nd.
Okay.
Weird thing.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, we're kind of sensitive. I said, how in the hell do you take it every day?
It's the tism.
He says he's on the spectrum. That's cool. Shout out to everybody on the spectrum.
Oh, that's what.
Shout out to everybody on the spectrum.
I'll be
I said
laughing at the
it's the
spectrum.
tism.
But then he was just like, if not me, then who? And he can take it. But I said, how?
Yeah.
Teach us. How are you so unbothered? He was like, I just know it's not aimed at me. One thing that I saw, you asked about why are they people still in power? There's a bunch of dinosaurs with these antiquated rules that are protecting a system that protects them.
Yes.
And if they let us, some of us in, it's a problem because
Yes.
they know what they've done to us. And if they give us a chance to rise to power and have voices, we're going to do to them what they've done to us.
Exactly.
And they are deathly afraid of that.
Exactly.
I never thought
and
I'd
I'm gonna
have
be
a
honest,
liberal woman defend
And I'm gonna be
me
honest
like
with
that.
you. Hold on, and George.
And I agree, and we don't agree on anything on our show. We're at it most of the time, but I really respect his ability to kind of take it on the chin.
Yeah.
You're kind of
It's a strong chin. It's all the filler.
So I want to ask you a question. This is a serious question, but I feel like you can help.
Serious?
So
Okay.
a lot of black America are afraid of Trump in the White House. I don't consider him a
That's
terrible
so silly.
guy. What is it something to be afraid of in the White House, or is it just like? Because for me, it just feels like what he's doing is he understands how to control his own narrative. If I'm speaking the most, nobody can speak for me. No one can mix up what I'm saying. But like, people are afraid of him. What would you say to people who are afraid of Trump?
First of all, there's nothing to be afraid of. Second of all, Black America will benefit more from this presidency than any
Here
other
we
part
go.
of America.
Here we go.
Dude,
Nigel, let's let him get out.
Hold
Nigel.
on, no, and I'll explain.
like it.
Economically, let me explain.
Please.
Okay.
What the former administration did of letting tens of thousands of illegals entering this country took away a lot of black jobs. As
Yes.
This is a fact. This is not me making pandering statements. It's a fact. The fact that this is now a ball in motion, and then we also have tomorrow they're going to start enforcing, the tariffs. The auto workers and all the manufacturers. I mean, I was watching this morning on the news here, on the local news. I think there's like this major textile company here in Georgia and one in Alabama who are going to now be able to dominate the domestic market because now their competition is outpriced.
Yeah.
And even that they used to be at the higher price point, they automatically now go to the lower price point and they can expand, creating more jobs. And guess where those jobs are? It's really rural America and inner city America that's going to see the boom of job. I think there's a big economic growth opportunity, but please don't fall into the ignorance that we see out there that it's going to be handed to anybody. I believe it's going to be an opportunity economy.
Sure.
And I think Black Americans, just like any other American, can benefit well from it, right?
Gotcha.
I think taking out the mass amount of illegal workers out of this country is a big benefit for American Latinos, Black Americans, and I just think it's better. Overall, is President Trump going to be the holy grail of any set group of people in this country? I don't think so. But
Because he's not. Because I always say he's not here to be liked. To me, he plays.
He doesn't care to be liked.
To me, he plays the role that the father plays in the household.
Yep.
And it's like, mama can run the show all day, but when you call your daddy, it's like mama can't say nothing no more. Daddy is coming. Get your ass in the house. Just how we doing it. And
my
to
house
me,
was different though.
Oh, your mom was the boss. My house was like that too, but my mom raised me to be like her, so I don't know how. But you're right though. My mother was the boss, but to me, he just plays the role. Like it's like I'm not with that shit. We're not doing that. We're gonna move this way. So I wanted to ask you that. Other question, real quick, because I want to have more fun. But I want to ask you about concerns. So it's gonna be people hitting me. Like I'll put it like this. I was walking to the movies. Me and my lady walking to the movies. This young black girl chases me down. She had about 100 yards from us. I think she recognized me from the podcast. I'm just like, oh, it's another fan wants to take a
It's a
picture.
fan.
She runs me down and says, hey, can I talk to y'all? Gets real close and like, are y'all in that Cybertruck? I'm like, yeah. No, we can't be driving those. Da da da. I said, and I was fucking with her. I said, I voted for Trump. Like, okay, now what, right? It's like, how are you running up on me, telling me not to drive this cyber? Like honestly, I'm the only going. It drives me everywhere. I love it. I don't want to drive no other car. I got 9 cars. That's the only one I actually physically drive because I don't have to drive it. Like, so I love the cars, but people are so worried about Elon Musk. Is he a real threat? Like, is it just, to me, it just feels like political theater, but like, is it a real threat? Is it something that people should care about?
No. I think Elon's work is essentially just cutting off the pork, and it's pissing people off. Even
Cutting off the pork.
I mean, not to be a dick, but even locally here, Stacey Abrams isn't too happy. Her NGO lost $2 billion. I'd be pissed too.
Why did she lose $2 billion?
Because USAID funded her NGO that she's the president of $2 billion over the course of the last 4 years. And that's now gone. So, yeah, she's pissed.
Why is it gone?
Because there's no justification, and the work that they put out based on the money they put in was just not there, and she was paying herself, I think, a salary of $1 million and change.
Oh wow.
So that's some charitable work, self-charity, I guess. I believe in self-charity. I'm not being a hypocrite. If I was in the position, I would have taken $1 million plus, probably $2 million salary. So to be fair, I am not shaming Stacey Abrams. Ain't no shame in the game, but that's what Elon is doing. And what strikes me as insane is Tesla is the most made in America car you can ever find. Every aspect of Tesla is made in this country. It's American jobs. And it also is a green, zero emissions vehicle that we all heard. I heard
Say about ecosystem.
way too many people with the tree huggers screaming, "You're killing the planet if you're not driving a Tesla." I don't drive a Tesla. I drive a Jaguar, and it's a gas guzzler.
Yeah.
I'm an absolute horrible human being,
Yeah.
but I'm okay with that, right? And now I don't want to own a Tesla because I don't want to take it to the body shop every other week. Like, are you kidding? They're
people are
keeping
gonna rip it
Teslas
up?
like shit's candy and
Somebody bought
Halloween.
my car. It's gonna be a problem.
So it's like,
I'm being
well,
honest with
your
you.
camera's gonna get them, and I hope
That's
you
true.
take them to task.
Yes.
You know, but it's so silly to see this. This is, come on, guys. People are conflating politics has become viscerally personal, and that's a net negative for us as a country.
Yeah.
Your president actually was the one that initiated that. He really built an entire platform on that.
I would
what?
argue.
The visceral nature of it.
I would argue,
Of what?
sure, like he's very like with the name calling and all of that. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. I mean, but hey, that's what happened. We elected a celebrity, and it's not the first time we've done it. Reagan was the same way.
Reagan was a
you
celebrity.
know,
Yeah,
And then look
so-
at his track record. Look
He was
at a
great.
particular niche of people.
I mean, he was great for the economy at the time. I don't know. That's what my parents say. I wasn't around.
You were.
You would know.
So let me ask you a question. Why do you think you're more?
And I still look better than you.
Oh,
Okay,
Co-host.
that's debatable.
We're doing that show next. That's debatable.
That's debatable.
Let me ask you. Why do you feel you're more hood than Jasmine Crockett?
Dude, she went to a prep school. Okay,
Okay, tell me.
Jasmine Crockett,
Okay.
and I go hard for her because we're from the same freshman class, and we were in something called the Sneakers Caucus. So we all were members who wore sneakers on the job. So like we kind of hung out in a
Yeah.
weird way. Come on, she went to a prep school. Dude, if you hear Jasmine outside cameras, she's whiter than a freaking Ritz cracker. Like, I'm not even kidding when I say that. She's posh, proper, super like well-mannered, which is a great thing, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
And then the camera goes on, I'm like, who's she? That is not who was in who is that? And I always ask, like,
Has she ever positioned herself as hood
I mean,
or outspoken?
Have you seen how she-
passionate?
That's why I said I'm only using the quote on paper. That's why I said, why do you think you're more hood?
well, I mean,
Because
dude, I grew up
Oh,
in.
that's-
So I grew up in a legit hood,
Yes.
right, of Queens. Like that's what we would call the hood, right, in that part of Queens. Obviously, New Yorkers are gonna come from like, that ain't no hood, George. I'm like, okay, at that point in time, it was. Today, it is not, right? It is gentrified,
Yeah.
right, and priceless all out of there.
Yep.
So that's Jackson Heights in a nutshell. But Jasmine comes from a very affluent family. She's very accomplished. She's a scholar. She's a well-accomplished civil rights attorney. She puts this persona of knowing street life when I know she doesn't. We all know she doesn't. So that comment was alluded to that. And look, I go back and forth with Jasmine, and I'll do it any day of the week. I don't hate her, don't get me wrong, but I just thought it was like, it's funny. Why not?
do you consider yourself the Kanye West of politicians?
No, dude, I hate it.
I mean, just like the stand out, how he stands out.
I absolutely hate Kanye. And it's funny because one of my favorite raps of all time is Monster. And
I heard you can recite a verse. I was going to ask you to recite. I heard famously you can recite a verse to the song. And
because
like,
I'm such a barb, right?
Okay.
And I love Nicki. But I used to love the song, and I can't even bring myself to listen to it anymore. I just like have such a disconnect with Kanye. Whatever Kanye is doing these days is just so non-representative of anything I believe in.
is that because of what he said about Jewish people? And you
I mean,
said
dude,
you're
he's
Jewish.
rocking a straight up swastika. Like,
Yeah.
that's awful.
So
Yeah.
do you identify as Jewish?
No,
'Cause
I
you-
never identified as Jewish. I'm Jewish. Ish.
You've been on camera
It's-
saying you're Jewish.
no, he said that though.
I said ish.
Because you know I heard that. I swear to God, I was
No, he
talking
said
to
I'm a Jew,
No,
actually.
no.
I said I'm
He
Jewish.
said-
It's always been ish.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something.
The
Somebody
video says it. Like after all, I am.
No, I saw the video. Said I'm a
Jewish.
Jew.
I don't know about that. You got to look.
You gotta pull that
video.
up.
Pull
But-
that up.
I got you.
But so my thing is this: is that I want to ask a couple more questions. How do you feel about DEI? Because obviously you're a gay man, and DEI is for,
I guess
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
giving
Everyone.
everybody a leg up.
So
right?
how do you feel about all of the things happening with DEI? Because I'm not as mad at it. I kind of like I want what I want.
it.
I want what I want because it's for me. I don't want somebody to be forced, and I don't want to be forced. My whole staff is black. Imagine somebody coming in and telling me I got to hire somebody from another background. I'm like,
You gotta hire a white
person. It's
quota.
like no. I like my people around me, so
Yeah.
I don't get mad at no one that acts like that. But like, what's your thoughts on everything happening with DEI? You too, Naja, because I'm like the way, and I want to know.
Naja, you want to go in first?
I feel like y'all talk about this. When I say the question, you look at me like, oh yeah.
So here's the thing. Your entire staff is people that you chose. Like, one thing that we know in this country, the color of most of us in here, including you, is it's based on a caste system, right? And those of us that are browner, darker, are at the bottom of the caste system.
True.
So it's a privilege and an honor for you to have this beautiful space and get to choose your people. There are spaces with so much privilege, power, access to the multi-billions of dollars that are out there, that investment money that we cannot get in. They would never allow us access, number one, because we do like working with people that
Yeah,
we like.
for sure.
We like hooking our sisters and brothers up. We like cherry picking the people
Love it.
that have similar lived experiences to us. So that means people like, even though I might be highly qualified, I would not get access to those spaces simply because I'm not in that realm. I'm not in that circle.
Yeah.
So when I see what DEI did, and I think you're going to correct me if I'm wrong. You always do. No. But isn't the group that benefited the most from DEI, is that not white women? So
It was white women. That's correct.
Right. And so
It was women in general. So, but white women
for
predominantly.
sure, because there's, so when you see groups that have benefited from not being in particular spaces that are now turning their backs on the very thing that got them in the door, I got a major problem with that.
Got you.
So we might not have access to the Goldman Sachs class that they go and pick out of Harvard every single year to go and throw them $100,000 base salary and 200 bonus, because
Yeah.
we ain't there.
Yeah.
But then what about the guy from Baruch College or University of Tennessee?
I didn't
Shout
go to
out.
Baruch. Don't look at me.
What about the
Why'd
guy
you
that
look at
is
me?
equal as brilliant that does not have access to that? So, it gets kind of convoluted. We're going to see spaces becoming much, much, much wider.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I disagree,
Okay.
but here's my issue with DI. I like to know that anything that I've ever accomplished was on my own merits, not because of some quota. I think that takes away your merit, and I believe in meritocracy. So you're super accomplished. Not being a white man never stopped you. Might have made it a little harder, probably.
sure.
And I don't know. I've never walked a
No,
day
for
in your
sure.
shoes, but you still did it.
Well,
and it feels much nicer.
I will say this. Let me say this. I wrote a letter in 2020 that kind of blackballed me from the music industry. It was called Dear White Music Execs. And it was just really telling white execs what it's like to be a black person. And it wasn't nothing accusatory. It was just simple as, hey, look, we're always taught to work twice as hard to make half as much, right? So how you smile, we've all been taught that as black people. It's just kind of giving you the stuff and I'm in the music business, there's not one black person in power. Everybody answers to a white person. So when you guys try to make us, because they was trying to get us to talk about George Floyd, and nobody wanted to talk about it. And I'm like, we're not gonna fuck our shit up. Like, black people know that this is a miracle that we're here. So of course I wrote that, and then all of a sudden, like, I was on the front cover of Billboard, and then I was being black. Like, basically, I got fucked in my contract, right? They told me, they usually tell you 6 months out, if you're gonna do this. They told me 10 months out, we only want you. And then 2 days before my contract ends, they say, we ain't got nothing for you. And they basically fucked me, right? So, but here's the part I wanna say. When I was on the phone with the DEI guy, I felt like I was talking to one of my boss's sons. Like, I didn't feel like I was talking to somebody. It was like, yo, bro, this is what they doing to me. They did this and they make me feel like this. He's like, oh man, I gotta get into this. So who again? Like, it's like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, and by the way, I'm just as good as you. That's how I used to. You know what? Y'all think the politics is one thing. Let me show you. Put a camera in my face. I could do that and be just as popular as an executive. So that's kind of why I did it. But my career got kind of cut short because I pissed some white people off. But
So did I.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I can relate to you. That's why I can relate to you.
I lasted a whole 11 months.
Exactly. But when I was talking to the DI guy, he really didn't, like, it was almost like, can I talk to their boss? Because I don't, and he was like, no, I don't work like that. Let me talk to your boss and see how they want me to handle you. And I'm like, motherfucker, what do you think they gonna do? Like, I knew I was fucked, so that's why I'm against it, because I don't like falsehoods. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would much rather live next door to a redneck Republican who makes it known, wears his Confederate flag and makes it known who he is, than a undercover Democrat who's racist, who likes me being next door to them, but don't want my kids dating their kids, don't want me to make as much money as them. So it's all bullshit.
I'd rather black and white than gray. I'm right there
I
with
can
you.
read black and white easier than I can
Black
read
and
gray.
white is easier to navigate than gray when you're just like, wait.
Yeah.
What?
You see the post, the lady was
You
like,
love
bring
me,
back
but my kids
segregation.
ain't
Did
good for your
anybody
kids.
see that?
Yeah.
So what?
There was this chick that was like, bring back segregation.
On the train. What's good, everybody? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee. And if you were wondering who this beautiful woman sitting next to me is my sister Tiffany Daniels Sy. Let's give it up for my sister. Everybody can clap. This is good. And my sister she's the most talented person in the family, and we started a family business, a signature scent company. So if you like smoke a lot of weed in your car and you want to get the scent out, you have to check out these scents. I know guys that use it for the weed. I know people that use it for cologne, and everywhere they go to get compliments. We make candles. We make
room sprays. We got them in kits. So if you want to buy something for your loved one or anybody that you care about, hit us up, LorraineCo.com.
and we're gonna put the website at the bottom of it. But support this black business, support this black woman, and order. I promise you guys. As a matter of fact, use the word GAUDs, and we'll give you 15% off. I just made that up, so if my sister's face looks crazy, don't get mad at her. I'll eat that. But guys, when I tell you this shit is incredible, you really should check this out.
The best scents ever.
LorraineCo.com.
On the train.
I love that.
She's a comedian in New York City. I was like, sis is onto something. She was
Yeah.
like, bring it back. Because we need to know who does not want our dollars.
That's when Jay-Z said, "Turn the lights on. Let's find
tell
out who.
us.
Let's let the roaches scatter. Let's see
Yes.
who's racist.
Yes.
Let's see who doesn't want our business." And to me, the world would be better if it was that way. So I'm okay with that. And I think that to me is like DEI just puts a Band-Aid over the real problem, which
When
is
did Jay-Z say turn on the lights? Was that prior or after?
This
Did
like,
he?
lyric,
like 2016,
right? Oh,
17.
okay.
No, this like 2016, 17. When
I
he
have
was
questions.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a better way because
Sorry.
there are just some spaces that we will not have access to, and that's pretty frightening. So
You said that there's easier to be gay in New York than a Republican.
Fuck yeah.
Why is that?
Dude, I can't go to a gay bar. They kick me out. Or they
Why?
won't let me in.
What?
Yeah. Oh, and if I go in, I'm at the risk of being poisoned by the bartender.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm not even kidding. Yeah, I cannot go. I used to go to this bar called Industry. I think it's 54th between 8th and 9th. I can't go near the door. Like,
Yeah.
the bouncer will look at me like funny, like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, it's not worth it. Like, I'm a fire hazard for the building because the gays are all going to flame up and the place is going to burn down.
But you're gay.
They hate me. They genuinely hate me. They
Why do they
cannot
hate you,
stand
though?
it.
How does that
Because I'm
feel?
conservative. Because I don't. The LGBT mafia is all about
The mafia.
You said it, not me.
either you follow what we tell you, or we're gonna cancel you and we're gonna come for you hard. And there's nothing worse than a vicious group of catty gays.
So you're not doing what they want you to do.
If I don't do what they want me to do or what they expect of me, they come for me.
What do you want? What do they want you
I
to do?
don't want to. I don't believe in all this nonsense out there, like dude, gender and all of this stuff. This fucking mental illness. Like, whatever happened to just being gay? No, now you got to be extra. You got to cut your dick off. Like, no. It's like,
I agree.
You're just gay. Stop with this insanity. Like, boys can't be girls and girls can't be boys, but you can be a tomboy. You can be a sissy boy. That's totally fine.
Yes.
They feel
it's
like you got
totally
rules
fine.
on them.
You,
Got
you
you.
get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't go into the flow of insanity. and like Jeffree Star said it. People got so damn bored in 2020 of the pandemic, they made up 300 fucking genders and want you to conform to that.
Yes.
I do not conform.
I don't.
Therefore, I'm not welcome. So.
That has to be really, really hard.
I'm so sorry.
No, that has to be really
I
hard.
overshared. Sorry.
Let me ask you: do you think it would have been different if you were a Latino or black? You from Brazil?
Yeah.
I'm reading the question that somebody wrote. I'm just making sure you know. But yeah, you're from Brazil.
Yeah, my family's from Brazil.
So do you think it was easier to say you were Jewish over saying you was Brazilian?
Oh no, I always said I was Brazilian. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. There's by the way, Brazil has the first ever synagogue in the Americas.
Oh, wow.
That's an actual fact. So the first ever synagogue built in the Americas was in Brazil, not in the United States. So that was actually easier than anything. But the point of me being Jewish, as I like to joke, is because I'm not religiously Jewish. I'm ethnically Jewish. I did my 23andMe. It came up I'm 30% Ashkenazi Jewish. I know my family's story. So the most frustrating thing about that was me hearing the New York Times saying, a French genealogist discovered that George is French. And I'm like, my ass, I'm French. Like, where's this coming from? And then they had bad research. They don't understand that after World War II, the world was shaken up like in a cocktail mixer and poured all over, but it spilled.
Yeah.
Right? Jews who fled Europe to South America, in Brazil specifically, started concealing their identities, and some, in many cases, like my family converting to Catholicism. Guess why? Because the Nazis were going to Argentina.
Oh.
And that, like, there are legit living Nazis today in Buenos Aires. Today, I'm not saying, this is not a makeup story. Like, still some old relic Nazi assholes live in Argentina. They were given refuge there at the time. So it's like, you know, like, if you look at the Edinburgh trials, you'll see a lot of them were extradited from Argentina to Germany to face trial and whatnot. So there's so much to it that people just ignored for me. They don't ignore it for anyone else who tries to tell their story. But for me, everything was ignored. I was never given a fair treatment in the media, ever. Not once was I given fair treatment.
George makes great headlines, though. He's so headlineable.
I mean, this is going to make headlines. I love it. I said boys cutting off dicks. Trust me, that's going to make a headline.
We're gonna get some mail
I'm
from
so
this one.
sorry. I'm so sorry for the questions you're going to get.
No, can I be honest with you? I'm famous for saying on this, can we just bring back crazy? Remember you just roast them off like it was crazy?
Yeah.
Like somebody came in the room and said, somebody come in the room and say, like I believe I'm a basketball. And you know, the world now is like, well, how do we treat him like a basketball? Rather than just being like, man, that ain't crazy, man. I gotta go back to work, right? Like we did that, because a lot of the problem, I think the frustration with America is how we have to stop and pause for the plights or whoever feel like they're having injustice done to them. But as a black man, they don't stop for our plights. Like I said, I wrote a letter, and I was the best guy at the label. I'm still probably making more money at the label. My artists are probably making more money at the label. My record's still, and I ain't been there 3 years. But it's not about who's good or bad. It's about who makes us the most comfortable.
But right,
because they pick their favorites.
It's like Tiffany Pollard, the OG, crazy, outspoken.
I love New York. Yep.
New York, like. Is anyone more authentic than her? And guess what? People have tried to cancel her, and they can't. Because you can't cancel crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I love
crazy
her.
will come
She is not
back.
You
cancelable.
try to
Crazy.
Crazy's like, bitch.
You must not know I'm crazy. Oh, you must not know how crazy I am. I'm coming back.
She wanted to marry Flavor Flav. She's insane.
Let me ask you something. Okay, so like, obviously, you know, like, I haven't told 100 truths in my life, 100% truth. You know,
lying sucks.
Sometimes as a man, it's easy to lie to women. When I was a younger man, that's like 10 years ago. Like
Completely honest now. You're honest, Ray.
Oh yeah, my life is crazy. I'm the honest man. I'm like, that's why I can relate to you. I'm like, I just like, you ready to tell the truth? Come see me. I love this shit. But I was gonna ask you, what was something? Like sometimes I look at myself and I'd be like, Ray, what the fuck are you doing? Right? Like what was, like, can you just give me a couple moments when you said, when you look at yourself? Because I remember watching you on the news, and you know, like to me it was like you jumped out on the screen, because it was like,
who is this lunatic?
It was just like, and they were saying all these things about you, and it's like he's like, yo, I got stuff to do. You guys are worried about the role, and I'm like, I like this guy. That's dope. He's not letting them. He's staying true to the story. A man famously saying Martin Lawrence on the episode of Martin has a famous episode with him, Tommy, and Cole keep saying the whole show, keep the lie alive. Keep the lie alive. Don't let the lie die. If you let the lie die, it's over. Keep the lie alive. So
I suggest burying the lie at this point because it hurts more than it helps. And ever since 2022, and I mean, look, do you know how hard it is for me? My reputation prior to being George Santos the liar was George Santos is blunt and hurtful, because I wouldn't lie to you and tell you, I mean, if you looked and said, do I look good in this show? It's like, no, it's fucking ugly. and I would say it without mental reservations. And at home, back like in my district, people knew me to be like overly sincere. I actually fractured a relationship, a good friendship with a friend of mine over this. We were at Mar-a-Lago for New Year's in 2020, and she puts on this gown and says, what do you think? I'm like, I don't like it, take it off. She's like, I only bought this one. I'm like, oh, well, I guess we have to do it.
Oh no.
Because why would you phrase it like, what do you think? Like, I hope there's other options because this one sucks.
Don't ask me what I think if that's the only one you have.
And then when she said that, I felt bad. I mean, and then I got a little calibrated. I think we were like 6 bottles of champagne in, and we're at the Breakers in Palm Beach. And then my other friend comes out in this golden gown, and my friend was wearing silver. I'm like, oh, you look like a first place trophy. Oh, that fucking sucked.
That made it worse.
That fucking
So who
sucked.
do you think you pissed off that started this whole thing? Because now that you're saying
Everybody.
that, I feel like, but
I pissed off. I wasn't willing to carry water for the establishment. Essentially, when you're in politics and you're in a tribe, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, you got to be ready to carry water no matter what. And I never carried water. And people were outraged because they would say, he is in no position to filibuster and pivot and do whatever he wants. And there was my fucking gay ass like, no, I'm not voting for this. And then I'd make a scene and leave, and people would just be outraged, and it would anger them. And although I had an amazing relationship with the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, at the time, I mean, despite having a great relationship with him, he protected me a whole lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't until he was vacated from the speakership by my friend Matt Gaetz that I was expelled, because there was no actual power broker to protect me anymore.
Because I was about to say, if you had friends, like, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people in Congress and in the Senate lie, but you have friends, they probably could protect you,
I had
right?
108 friends. Those
was-
are the
it
only
was
ones
Matt.
to vote to protect me.
It was Matt.
Matt fucked me. Like, he screwed me up. Like,
I blame Matt.
by Matt Gaetz vacating Speaker McCarthy, the establishment wanted to get back at the rebels, and they were like, oh, you want to do this? Okay, fuck George Santos. And I was just like, white flag and all, like in a ship sinking like a cartoon character, like, bye. I mean, look, dude, I think everybody knew I was ready for it, because I showed up with like my coat over my shoulder to the House floor on December 1st, 23. And I watched the numbers, and as the numbers broke the wrong way, I just literally started like shaking hands of some of my friends, like, I can't believe this is happening. Let me go talk to some people.
Because you're
I'm
like one of, like, that hasn't happened.
I
in-
was the 6th member in history
of
Do you know
America.
what my companies are?
Yeah, I wanna hear.
3 Confederate turncoats.
Okay.
2 condemned and convicted felons. I am none of those.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay, I guess I joined the Confederacy times. Bye.
Let me ask you something. If somebody played, I mean, you know for a fact that this is going to be a movie.
I mean,
There's going to be a series on Netflix. Like, who?
HBO got fucked because I
HBO
stopped their ass.
Oh, you did? But I'm asking you, who would you want to play you?
Bowen Yang. Are you kidding? He's
Oh,
the
he thought about
best.
this.
Hold on,
Of
who?
course, Bowen Yang from SNL. Have you never seen him?
Oh, yeah,
Although
he's funny.
Asian.
He's
know.
Asian.
Kind of
He's
weird.
Asian. He's Asian. He's gay. But
Which
he's
is
really
weird.
Do you have a picture of
Bowen
him? Because
Yang,
I don't.
the
I don't-
Asian
He
guy from
hosted
SNL.
SNL.
Asian guy. You think
But you know why? He plays
He plays gay.
me
This guy right
already.
here. This guy right here. He plays gay.
He does me already.
Oh,
He
yeah,
already
yeah.
does me.
Oh, okay.
And I asked,
I can see it.
I asked a few friends, why did they pick an Asian guy to play me? And then they're like, have you looked at your official portrait? And then I look and I'm like, oh shit, I'm squinting like a motherfucker.
yeah.
Oh, wow. You look.
I'm like so happy, like.
Okay. That's-
So that's where it came from. No, essentially that's where the creative directors
yeah.
of SNL said, we're just gonna put Bowen Yang and go full bore with
does a
this.
job.
So
He
you
does
want
a
him to
really
play
good job.
you in a real series? Like,
He should. He should get a fucking Grammy for playing me.
okay,
He's really good at it.
Oscar, but you're
you
right.
can make that happen,
Or
right?
not
I mean,
a Grammy. That's right, an Oscar.
I don't know about that.
I know nothing about
I want,
fucking.
no,
I said a Grammy.
So I was going to ask you.
I'm a hopeless case.
So like, what is like? All right, obviously, like my lady is there. I sit right there. It's moments where I had to tell her things where I'm like, and I tell her everything, but it's certain things I'm like, oh, I gotta tell you this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Like the worst kind of lies. Well, I'm wanting to find out because like for what I looked at is like, if you made this, here's my theory. This is how my mind works, so you understand how my mind works. If you would have documented every lie. Like,
and rank them?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I
like
never did
actually
that.
filmed it. No, like George, like actually filmed it and was like, hey guys, I'm lying, but here's why I'm lying. Because when I submit myself as myself, they don't see me. But if I say I went to this school, they see me, so I'm a lie. And you put that down, then it works, right? And then it's almost, because to me, it's like what America to me doesn't like you because you're the reminder.
I'm the reminder that there is a brick wall.
A system, exactly.
A system design. There is a system designed to brick wall and stonewall people out of certain circles, and I don't think that's how it should be.
I agree.
And I'm not proud of it, but at least in a weird, twisted way, at a very expensive cost to myself, at least I feel like people now know it.
Yeah.
And they can see it, and maybe something can change. Like it comes at a very great deal of a toll and an expense on my life. But if I were to look back and say the one good thing out of it is that at least I exposed a system that needs to be systematically tackled and changed.
But what I'm telling you is that if you document it, like I'm going to expose the system, then it would have became something totally different. It would be like he's a martyr. But he actually knew he was doing. He was showing us like to me. It's
that
like,
would have been great.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have gotten indicted.
If I was your friend, I would have told you that. Hey, yo,
As
just
publicists to be like,
document.
hey, we gotta spend this.
We're gonna swing this a little, because for me, when I heard the story, I'm like, well, what people don't understand is sometimes showing up as yourself is not enough.
Yeah.
And that's something that we don't like, because in America, they want to make you think
Never
anybody can
I'm
achieve
so
the American dream. But then there's certain people who's like, I'm smart enough to know. Like
you
I have
said,
to
a
be
brick
this
wall.
way, look this way, because if I don't, you guys not gonna look at me. And now that I did it, it's almost like Jack from the Titanic, man. Like it's like, what the fuck y'all want me to do? Like I'm doing my best, but that's how I looked at it. So were you what I guess what I'm trying to ask you is that, do you regret not filming yourself and not documenting it? Because if you
Absolutely.
did,
I
you would have
just
won
said
them
it.
over.
Are you kidding? You know, it's funny. I was inside of the cloakroom, which is a room right behind the chambers. I don't know if you ever watched
Yeah,
C-SPAN,
love it.
but you see when congressmen go in and out of a certain door, they
Yeah.
disappear in behind. That's called a cloakroom. That's where we kind of chill away from the cameras to strategize and talk. I was standing in there, and Congressman from Florida, Corey Mills, comes up to me and was like, George, I'm pissed at you, but I would have rathered you come out and said, hey, this was an experiment. Gotcha. You see how this system is corrupt. And I'm like, fuck, Corey, it's too late for that. I need to tell me this.
I would try to flip it on him, like flip it on him. I had to do it this way because the only way you got, if I didn't take it this far,
he's a
how would you
friend,
know the
so-
system is broken?
Yeah, no, he's a friend, and he was just like, you should have done it. And I'm like, that's actually a great point. So this isn't the first time I hear that.
I have a question for you, Anaja. Would you rather be rich and a fraud, or broke and honest?
Rich and a fraud.
Well, damn.
She'd even flip.
George?
I mean, look, honestly, today, I think I've been rich. I'm broke. And I'm enjoying being radically transparent. So I'd rather be broke and straight up, because I feel like at this point in my life, I yield more from being bluntly honest and just exposing corruption and dishonesty in government, at least from my angle.
Yes.
So I'd rather be broke right now and telling the truth, but maybe in the future we
I
can
think that's
become...
going to be his next career too.
I was about to say,
Like,
I was literally about to go there. Like,
his next
what's
pivot.
what's next for you? Because obviously you get sentenced at the end of the
Staying out of prison is next.
So that's the hope, right?
That's definitely next. Let's see how that goes. But I want to use my voice, my knowledge, my experience. Look, I have experience that only 8,000 Americans in over 248 years have had the privilege of having, which was, I was a congressman. It's a club of only 8,000 people, very few still living, about 2,000 or so still living that are current or former. And I have the privilege of knowing how the sausage is made. The amount of good I can do from calling out BS or posturing or grandstanding, or just like, none of that's really going to happen. It's all just to make you feel good. So they're just pandering to you. I think that's a superpower in today's currency. And I want to make sure I bring that to people so they know. But I want to follow a dream that I had when I was a little boy of just being in entertainment in general, because I like to make people smile. I like to... Winston Churchill said, if you can make somebody laugh, you give them a little vacation. And that sticks with me, right?
Yeah.
And the first time I actually heard that quote wasn't from Winston Churchill. It was from Joan Rivers. So it's like, I want to kind of embody that and just do good. I want to go back to doing things that make me happy. Like, I love rescuing animals. I love doing things with children. Like, I like helping kids and speaking to troubled youth. So I got a GED because of circumstantial issues. I was actually a really smart kid in school. I opted to leave high school to go get a GED because I just couldn't deal with it anymore. Bullying and like it was just really bad. So I got a GED, and now I go back to GED. Like, I haven't done it in a couple of years because of all the scandals, but I would go back to GED programs and motivate young people who just felt like that was the end of the road.
Yeah, that's my life, by the way. I was a reject too. Like I barely graduated high school. I went to a junior college, and politics actually changed my life. I'm in class, 18 years old. I'm trying to figure out my life. I know I want to do business. I'm taking business 101, black teacher. You know, when you're a student, you kind of know who the teachers are. We all knew he had money, right? Who's the business coach? Oh, he sold businesses. This motherfucker, first day of school, tells us who's here registered to vote. Raise your hand. You know, we 18. We like, you know, a couple of us raised our hand, but none of us really raised our hand. And he goes, well, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, if George Bush win, every last one of y'all is fucked. And I remember, I swear to God, I yelled out, well, why am I here then? I should be out there helping Gore campaigning about if my life is in the hands of who wins. And I hated that narrative. I was like, at that moment, I'm not listening to no system, no teacher, no boss, no nobody, because what they don't tell us, and I think you figured this out, is some of us are meant to be at the bottom. And they don't like it because it's ugly. We always want to help the poor, but they need the poor. Somebody has to eat the shit. Somebody has to be a janitor. Somebody has to do those jobs nobody want. And I figured out that was who I was. Oh, fuck that. I just became a different person.
It's called systemic.
It's a caste system.
No, it's worse than that. It's called systemic entrapment, where they need to entrap certain people in certain social economic statuses because they can't function. Society can't function without certain people at certain levels. So there is just pay attention to the school systems all around the country. Why is it that schools in inner city Chicago, Detroit, New York City are underperforming when they should be overperforming? Why? Because it's systemically designed to create underachieving people so that they can fill the jobs of underachieving, necessities. It's systemic entrapment.
That's what I feel like they're doing when they're sending back the immigrants. Because you know how you said earlier, black jobs are being taken by them. Now you get rid of them. Now you're forcing us into these jobs because now you see us doing small businesses. We were thriving during the pandemic, and now it's a threat, I feel like, to corporations because now, you know what I'm saying?
Well, corporations are going to have to pay you more. With all these immigrants going back, all these dirty corporations that benefited from paying slave wages to undocumented or semi-documented or like, oh, I thought he was documented type people is going to go away. So instead of paying them whatever BS wages they were paying, now they're forced to hire Americans, up their wages, or if they're not competitive, people are not going to go.
The minimum wage in Georgia is still $7 or something.
No, I understand that, but I will say this. I don't think there's a single employer that is going to be able to retain and create retention paying people $7 an hour in Georgia. Like in New York, I think
not a livable wage.
No, it's not. I don't know in Georgia. I can't speak for Georgia. I don't know. I believe in certain parts of the country it's technically livable. In New York City, you cannot live with 15 an hour, right? And if you look at New York City right now today, I have seen postings of Starbucks and McDonald's and Burger King's paying $17 an hour because of retention. If you can't, once you hire somebody, you put them through training, that's an investment. They're giving some sign-in bonuses for fast food joints.
Aren't the corporations just going to find another way around paying
No.
people?
It's not about, no. They're going to have to understand that they're going to have to cut into their profit margins in order to create retention. Because if you don't create retention, you will also go bankrupt. Because imagine if every 3 to 6 months, you need to hire a whole brand new group of people, train them, give them sign-in bonuses. It creates a bigger
No, I know you haven't been in a McDonald's lately, but they literally replace human beings with machines so that we can.
No, I understand.
And we see that happen.
There's a level of automation. Didn't I
so
tell
that
you?
means that's not going to cut into the profit margin because now I've invested in these machines. I only need 4 warm bodies to do the work.
So here's the interesting part about that. That is backfiring. The service industry is already backfiring from excessive automation.
Because I think humans can reject that. But here's my theory. By the way, here's my theory. I didn't vote for Trump.
I don't order an order. So there's a Wendy's in the Poconos where we have a mountain house.
Where I'm from.
So I'm sorry.
The Poconos. That's
Yeah.
where I'm from.
So my niece is autistic, so she only eats crunchy foods. Obsessed with French fries and chicken nuggets. I go to the Wendy's drive-through, and it's all automated. I refuse to interact with that. I personally, I told you the story.
Yeah.
I personally refuse to talk to AI.
Yeah, me
I
too.
just fuck you.
That's how we keep
I
humans
drove
in
up to
charge.
the I drove up to them. I want to place an order. Oh, you gotta go. I'm like, I'm not talking to the machine. Do you not want to take my order? I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was like this
And
hostile
I love that.
interaction. Like this girl felt bothered about me doing that. So it's like some people got to stand up for people.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that this is why, it's two parts. The first thing I'm gonna say is I think that's what Trump was, right? I think that he was the businessman that knew how he was getting over, and because he was a bad guy, and like for whatever reason he played a villain, he was like kind of like Kevin O'Leary type character, right?
I
Where it's
love
like,
Kevin,
I love
though.
Kevin O'Leary too, but like a Kevin O'Leary type character that kind of gets off on being the bad guy. And then he realized they turned against him. So for me, his whole job to me was to expose them. So when people at home talking about this and this, I'm like, well, he does understand business and how to break these businesses and how to bring people to their knees in a way what leverage in America. So I thought that's what he was doing.
You thought that's
That's
is
no,
it-
but
is
I'm
that
like, yeah,
what
that's
he's
what I
still
think.
doing?
I think that's what he's doing. I just think that he understands that we're not gonna like him anyway. So fuck that part. But my point is this: I'm asking you a question for Black America. I want to ask you a question, George. Like from the inside, what are some things that you would tell a room full of Black folks who's trying to figure it out? Like, because you just said, I know it's bullshit. I know it's fake. I know what they're trying to set us up. I know. So to me, it's like, what would you tell us, the Black community, how to thrive in the Trump era? Like how?
Organize,
Okay.
make demands, and hold elected officials accountable. I say this to every group. Get off your couch,
Yep.
get off your phone, and go out there and do something. This works for every group in America. You can either sit back and just watch as it does, you have no input, or you do your civic duty of going out there, making your demands as Americans through your civic duty of petitioning your member of Congress and reminding them, you represent us. And I also want to take the opportunity to say, we spend too much time in this country defining ourselves between Republicans and Democrats, when in reality, neither of them have done any really representation for anyone.
And that's why I was at, because
For anyone, right? Like, I don't care if it's, look, I'm going to ask you this, and I'm going to pose this question to you guys because you guys are Black Americans and you can answer better than me.
Black?
You didn't know?
you just found out. It's okay. I got you.
You just gave me that Latrell
By the way, can I say something?
vibes.
We
from
have Black
White
jobs
Chicks.
right now. These are Black jobs.
You gave me
We have
Latrell.
Black jobs. We have Black jobs. These are Black jobs now. We're taking this.
You gave me Latrell vibes from White Chicks now with that
Oh
way.
my God.
You're not white.
So what's your advice?
So my
to-
advice is simple. Look back to the last 8 years of government. 4 years of Biden, 4 years of Trump, Pelosi, Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, Speaker of the House, McCarthy, Mike Johnson. It's been Democrat, it's been Republican. Please tell me how your life has changed for the better in either scenario, when Democrats controlled all of government or Republicans. Please tell me give me one example of Democrat control and your life getting better, or Republican control and your life getting better. Is there anything you can point to?
As a Black person, no.
Under Trump, I think he has positioned the false notion of white supremacy and making it a little okay to be racist. So we're talking about Trump. That's anti.
I'm not talking about
meaning-
Trump. I'm talking
But,
about parties.
I think that money rules the nation in this country. Like, money is a thing.
But have you seen a difference for yourself between full Democrat control, like Biden had the first 2 years of his presidency, or President Trump in the first 2 years of his presidency?
If we're not using specific names in presidencies, just
I'm
the
just
party-
saying, just so you
No,
understand,
just the
Democrats
party,
controlled
no.
White House, Senate, and Congress
I mean, you're
for
all
the first 2 years.
politicians, for God's sakes. Y'all all.
But
do
did
what
you
do.
benefit?
No.
From both, I have, and I've also suffered under both.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
actually fair.
That's actually really
Trump
fair.
gave you great tax cuts in your tax bracket.
And Biden gave you a lot too.
Yeah. To be honest with you,
She won't give me an inch, Ray.
to be honest with you, I just feel like what the problem is that we all want our side to be right and every side is
Yes.
wrong and right. So I'm gonna ask you a question. How do we have people like
He answered me with a
specifically
question.
Nancy Pelosi who is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but she makes hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like,
I mean, we
how
could-
does that happen? Like, how does we have so many rich?
You know who
congressmen?
you should interview on this couch?
Tell me.
Either Quiver Quadumtative, which is a page on Twitter, on
Okay.
X, or Unusual Whales. They will
Okay.
break it down to you like a goddamn science. I always said Nancy Pelosi and Paul Pelosi's pillow talk is not like our pillow talk with our spouses. It is legit like, babe, tomorrow the Chips Act's gonna go on the floor. Make sure you put some stocks and chips. I'm off to bed.
Hey,
like,
they're gonna nuke this small
bro.
town and so and so. You want oatmeal? Like, that's
By the way, you know the problem I have when people try to hold people. I would do the same thing. That is why I'm not a politician. But if I knew that tomorrow Bitcoin is going to double, I might want to tell people in my room, yo, put some money in there.
Let me tell you something. I could have been that guy.
Yeah.
I knew when Signature Bank was going to fold a whole day before they were going to fold. We were giving.
What's good, y'all? This is Ray Daniels, aka the Culture Referee, and I'm here to talk to you about YKTV Magazine, which is the #1 magazine for prison entertainment. These prisoners are sitting in jail. They have nothing to do but read these magazines and read your ads, buy your music, support your business, anything that you can do that's online commerce. They already have published over 140 magazines with 36 major artists that have covered it, and I'm giving you an opportunity to advertise this magazine and get directly to an audience that you know has the time and the money to spend. Info at the bottom, info at the GAUDs Show. Holla at us, whether you're an artist, producer, whoever you are. We can help you with your business. Holla at us to get to YKTV.
Even privileged access to that information that, oh my God, Community Bank was going to buy them, and they were not opening doors the very next day. Cold turkey, right? And this was all because of that bank in Silicon Valley that had gone under. There was a rush on their depository. I could have easily turned around and said, I'm going to go buy $500,000 in NYCB stock, see it soar up 800% or whatever the soaring was, and then just pull out the next day.
Isn't that
I could have done that.
Wait a minute. Isn't
I
that
could-
public information? Don't we have access?
That
to
was
what
not public information.
Public officials purchase in stock?
No, yes, but that's what I'm saying. And then a representative from New York, Nicole Malliotakis, she did good on that.
Yeah.
But she did baby money, I think like $100,000 or $50,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And she doubled it and tripled it or
Yeah.
whatever. But some
Did you get in
people, well, no, it was a lucky guess. It was a standard status quo investment portfolio move that was just a coincidence. It's like Maggie Smith in freaking Downton Abbey. I'll put in a word. It's like, girl, like, come on.
Let me ask you, do you think Trump, I just saw something today, they say Trump is going to run from a third presidency. Do you think that the Republican Party is going to do that? That's the first part of the question. And then the second part is, if the answer is yes, do you think if Trump went head-to-head with Obama, who do you think would win?
That's actually a great way to phrase that. I hate you for that, by the way. But I got to tell you, part of me, first of all, I believe in the Constitution, right?
Yes.
And there is a 22nd Amendment, and it was created because of a Democrat, FDR, who was elected 4 times to be president, and people said this can't ever happen again. He took advantage of war and instability and whatnot. So I look at it this way. My honest opinion is, if Congress acts, and there have been amendments that have been reneged, like prohibition, I think it's the 17th is canceled by the 18th or something like that. Forgive me if I'm a little rusty on my amendments here. If they do that in Congress, I do believe it's going to cause turmoil, but I also do believe that it would create the most insane political match of all time.
That would be the
one.
one.
I mean, I don't know where I stand.
Yeah.
I don't know what I think would happen, but I do believe it is the 2 largest political juggernauts of American modern history.
Period.
To ever face off, which they almost did in 2012.
They're both the stars of their
worlds.
parties.
Yeah. And remember, this face-off almost happened in 2012.
Yeah.
Trump teased a potential run against Obama, and he looked at polls and said, no, not worth it. But this is also Trump with no political experience.
I'm about to say it was different now.
This is Trump now with like first president in 30 years or something like that to win the popular vote.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow. You know, like, so there's definitely something about that that makes me almost like, just do it.
Do it. Everybody on one side is like, he's gonna run for third. I'm like, that means Obama can run for a third, and that means we looking
I
at
did
two
not
of the
even
That means
think
Bush
about
can
that.
run for a
greatest
third.
juggernauts in history.
We don't need.
That would be a hell of a
Wait. We don't need war criminals running for
I'm just letting
president.
you know if that
She
means
said
Bush can run
Bush.
for a third too.
Yeah.
Oh,
George
no,
Bush.
Well,
no, we're not.
I mean, unless you're
No,
gonna.
I'm just saying if that's the case in all of them, that's
Everybody
not.
Yeah.
come
But I'm
back.
saying the Republican Party is dominated.
Bring Biden
by
back.
Trump. Like, you got to remember something. When Trump said grab him by the pussy, and the Republican Party turned on him, and he said that's locker room talk.
Yeah.
That was when he drew the line, and everybody on that side was over there, and he still won.
But Ray, as a dude,
Yeah.
that is locker.
That is locker room talk. That is how
Okay.
men
Yeah.
talk. But that's
I'm sorry.
That's,
It's
that
not
is,
presidential, but
It's not, but
he was
it
talking
is
in the
locker
room. It
room
was a
talk.
private
I'm
conversation.
He
sorry.
was on a hot mic. He didn't know.
And it was
Yeah.
Billy Bush, for crying out loud. Do
Another
you
Bush.
really think that was leaked by accident?
Bush.
Or was it the Bushes like, Billy, don't you have
This
that
is gonna
audio?
break
He's
him.
like, I got
Condoleezza
it.
said
And
we
it did
should
not
release
break
it.
him. It garnered him more support.
yeah.
It did. It made him a man. A
It made
man's
him
man.
relatable, right?
Yeah.
Men were like, oh, he's a man's
That's how we
man.
are. Oh, he's more like us. Like,
Yeah.
to me,
Because
when
you
I,
said grab him by the you know what. That's relatable.
no,
I mean,
no.
it's sad,
It's
but
hot.
Right. It's a
but
fact.
we're also living in a society that men are oppressed. Bro,
Talk about it. I didn't even go there.
nobody talks about it. We live in a we live in a society. You see. No, it's not insane. Men are scared of going on dates. Men are scared of approaching women and being called rapists, abusers. Men are scared of having makeup sex, and then their girls being like, "That wasn't makeup sex. He raped me."
I'm afraid
That
of
is
flying.
the,
Listen,
that is the society we live
somebody
in.
somewhere and having sex with them. I don't know if that's sex trafficking. I don't want to make no mistakes no more. I'm not fucking up. Like, I don't, and then not only that, I fly you. No, listen, I fly you somewhere, and then I'm doing what a man's supposed to do. You know, you're dealing with a woman,
No.
and you tell a woman,
No
like,
Diddy,
you
though.
dealing with a woman. By the way, Naja, we all know this happens, Naja.
Right, no
Listen, I
Diddy,
already know
no baby oil.
Hold on, hear me out, Naja, hear me out real quick. Let me just say this. You call a girl like Naja, me and Naja talking, by the way, this is years ago, guys, but, you know, I'm in a relationship, but you call a girl like Naja, like, yo, how you doing? I'm going to Cali for the weekend. You want to come? Naja hits you with the, like, I want to, but I'm working, and, you know, I got to pay these bills. I'm like, how much you going to miss if you miss those 3 days? 600? All right, here your 600. Here your flight. I'll see you when you get here. Did I sex traffic her?
Yes,
I know.
according to the standard,
Exactly.
yes, which is bullshit. Look,
That's bullshit
I
for
talk,
sure.
I talk.
Like, this is
Young
nuts,
men.
Right? This is crazy. With
No, it's not. Young men in America are literally oppressed. They can't be Ben. They can't approach a chick and be like. In the 70s, a woman would strive for a man to look at your legs right now and be like, your legs look gorgeous. Women, that would light up your day.
Yep.
Today, that's assault.
Yep.
Come on.
If it's from the wrong man.
Come on. No. In
that's-
general.
that's
no,
the
no, no,
part.
hear me out.
In general.
George, I gotta tell you a secret,
No, it's
George,
for
because
the
I'm straight.
wrong
I'm gonna give you
man.
some game on these women. When it is, if it's Idris Elba.
Oh, yeah,
it
no.
is
If Elon
longer
Musk
sexual-
says your legs are hot, you're like, you want to put a baby in me
Yes.
and give me 100 mil?
Now, if you take someone like a Flavor Flav, it's like, oh, you better leave me alone. It's like,
I don't know.
it's-
Flavor Flav got money.
So you're saying it's based on the deliverer? That's how it's a
Yes.
compliment or it's assault.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Verbal assault. or
We
it's
already
assault.
Come
know
on.
that.
I'm sorry. Like,
I
look.
mean, I guess if guys are
Name-
oppressed,
name-
women, we only have to worry about getting
Women
killed,
have
raped,
weaponized
abused.
sex.
Can I ask you a
no,
question?
but women have weaponized
Because
sex.
men physically assault women. We weaponize it too.
Okay, let's say if you break, just hypothetical, okay? You got
I think
into
a few bad apples.
no, you got into a blowout fight with your hubby, okay? Back in the day, sex after that was called makeup sex. Nowadays, some girls call it straight up rape. He
I
raped
don't
me.
have borderline personality disorder. though.
You
There's
don't.
A very
You don't.
Typical,
But isn't
there's
there a
personality that
weaponization of
subscribes
that?
to that. Huh?
There is a
And
weaponization
can I be
of
honest
that.
with you? Can I be, I'm just saying this. When
I'm gonna
and
get
I'm on
canceled.
record saying this, by the way.
I found the
Hold on,
topic
George.
that's gonna
No,
cancel
George.
me.
This is good. This is good. This is good. Because I want to tell you something. I'm on record saying this.
Okay.
If Trump won, it was going to be because men were tired.
Okay.
And remember, no man looks masculine arguing with a woman.
No.
It's not. It's like if I'm arguing with a woman, it's nothing I can say or
You're
do.
losing.
I'm losing, right? So to me, when he won and he won the way he did, it was almost. To me, I told everybody. I said, if he wins, America wanted men back in control, and if Kamala wins, America was ready to go into the direction we've been going, right? But like even as a man, you be worried. Like George just said, you worried about saving penises. Hey, little boys, don't cut your penis off because you like.
It's true. It's an
being
epidemic
honest,
and
it's-
insanity.
And by the way, and the reason why I think the trans thing is a serious thing is because if we were talking about 18, 21-year-old adults doing it, but you do know that it's better, if you want to be a trans, it's better to start before
Transitioning
puberty.
during-
But that's
yeah.
nuts.
And that's the reason why, like, our
our
kids is
brains
on the
aren't
line.
fully
Like,
developed
that's
at that
crazy.
point,
Like,
so
like,
it's tough.
my-
Can you
it's,
imagine? Can you imagine
a 12-year-old kid,
subscribing
yeah.
to like a kid? Like you're sexually mutilating a kid. You're chemically castrating a kid. That shit's insane.
I agree.
It's like I can't believe I have to argue
I
this
agree.
sometimes. I'm like,
as a man, it's embarrassing that I can't say that without feeling like some pushback will come to me.
The fuck
but
that.
As a
But the
man, we
pushback
have
comes
to
from crazy people.
Because men have been silenced in today's society. Like
No, it's
anytime
just
a
like-
man
I
say,
think Me Too
she's
kind of
so
did it.
uncomfortable.
Me Too did it. Me Too did it.
I think Me Too kind of did it, and we did have. But look how men were abusing their power. And
Oh
they
yeah,
were.
Harvey Weinstein was a fat pig from Hollywood.
But
I
do
get
we have
that.
any women that?
I'm
do
so
we have
free I
any
could
guys,
say that.
Just tell me 2 men that said I got Me Too'd by this particular woman. Name 2.
But hold on.
No, name 2.
Terry Crews
Amber
was a
Heard
man.
tried to
By-
Me Too
by
Johnny
a
Depp.
woman. Who?
Amber Heard tried to Me Too Johnny Depp, and it blew up in her
She
face.
was diagnosed with borderline personality
But she's
disorder,
fucking
there's a-
insane.
That don't mean you can
So
have
she
kids
was
together.
diagnosed with this.
She
with a
pooped on her
particular
bed,
disorder.
bro. She's crazy.
So name another man that said I got Me Too by this woman because she had power over me and she made more money and she sexually harassed me and I had to sleep with her in order to keep my job.
Can I be honest with you, Naja?
Tell me.
It's probably 1,000 men right now who will raise their hand and say me,
Okay.
but it's not masculine to say.
I would-
When
It's
a man-
embarrassing
Because
to
we
say.
know
It's
men
embarrassing to
can
say.
be victims of domestic violence. We do know that. I
Yes.
wish we could talk about it.
Men
more
can
because
be victims
What?
of domestic.
I said, I'm agreeing
Oh!
with
I thought you said
Yes,
they
you said
can't.
it.
My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. And
Like,
we know women are.
They won't admit it because then
but
their
men
friends are gonna
afraid-
make fun of them.
But men are afraid to admit it because other men have made them feel what? Like they were not as masculine.
Exactly.
It's not us. It's men that did it. So men, y'all did this shit to one
each
another.
other. Yeah.
But women
Now
did it
we
to
have
each
to
other too,
suffer.
though. Women did it to each other.
Oh, don't
I
try to
did.
deflect.
No,
I
we
can tell you
didn't.
how.
You
I
are
can tell you how.
deflecting.
I can
Dude,
tell you
I'm
how.
gay and I'm
Bring
telling
women
you,
into this.
A gay man
I'm
just
gay
said-
and I'm telling you, no, we did not. Society pushed that shit on
Who
us.
sets the standard for the rules of society?
Today, women.
Women.
Are you guys
Women.
Absolutely women.
100%.
Listen,
The women have
Listen,
been running
if-
societal norms for the last decade, and if you disagree, then you're really sleeping.
And can I be honest with you? Let me tell you something. Women, listen. Women have control.
I didn't know
this.
this conversation
If
was
women
gonna go
said
this-
men, if there was a mandate, if Oprah Winfrey, who was the queen of women, got all the women on a Zoom, every woman in America and said
She did that for
we
Kamala.
don't-
It didn't
yeah,
work.
it was a show. No, listen. The Oprah Winfrey got on a whole bunch of women and said, "Hey guys, we're not giving any men sex unless he has a bachelor degree. I guarantee you college fucking enrollment will go through the roof. Because every man's, that's why I got to qualify to get
No,
a
But
rape-
the only
rape would
women
go
who
through the
say
roof.
that look like Rosie O'Donnell, bro.
That's true. Listen, I'm gonna leave that alone.
I don't know.
I like that, but I like where you're going. Okay.
The
listen.
only women who say that
okay.
because we're all human, we have needs.
We about to do broke story, but I have one more question before we go into
My
our
bad.
couple
I'm
segments.
sorry we took this
Talk your
conversation.
shit. Listen, George, you are welcome here. You and Naja anytime. I just love that y'all argue with each other. I love it. No, I love it because America needs now more than ever people being real with each other.
Yeah. We need
It's
this
what
one.
I'm saying.
It's like that's why we all running
We
home
do.
because at home you feel safe to be yourself.
Yeah.
Like I grew up watching Archie Bunker on TV.
Yeah.
Like it's like I
I
didn't
watched Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, like it's like come on.
Too
like,
bad
what
he
is
never
that?
touched me.
I gotta ask you a question before I go to the
Well,
broke
he
story.
was cute. What can
No,
I say?
One last question. Is there anything behind closed doors that both parties agreed to? I just got to ask you that.
Everything that the ruling class shall not be infringed upon. So that is the fundamental agreement of the establishment is the ruling class shall not be infringed upon, which means them and their overlords, meaning their sugar daddies, the people who pay for them
them.
to be there. Because
The
if
NRA,
you look,
whoever paid.
no,
yeah.
'cause screw the NRA. That's small potatoes. The NRA are funded by crazy people like me that like assault backs. Okay, and I send them $25. They send me a duffel bag that probably cost them $25 to make. No. Screw the NRA. Let me talk about real money. Okay, look at all the corporate PACs. ExxonMobil's corporate PAC, to the tunes of tens of millions of dollars, are distributed to Republicans and Democrat leadership PACs.
For them to make $300,000 a year.
So, no, well, not 300. We made 174K.
Even
Where's the
worse.
extra
Even
126?
worse.
I was shortchanged.
Even worse.
So, and understand this: the silent agreement is that the government shall never be balanced. Look at all these conservatives. Kevin McCarthy tried. Mike Johnson, Mr. I will never sign a CR, has now passed 4 or 5 since he became speaker. I can't remember the number, but just think about it this way. The one agreement that politicians in DC, Republicans and Democrats have alike is thou shall not infringe upon the ruling class, which is their corporate lords, their sugar daddies, their political donors, and themselves. That's why every single time they try to get a little pork in there, they always try to put something called COLA, cost of livable wages adjustments, right? So essentially it's to raise congressional salaries that have been frozen since 2009.
Yeah.
And which, as somebody who served, $174,000 is not a whole lot of money from somebody representing New York,
Yeah.
where I pay approximately 41% in taxes.
Yeah.
In that tax bracket, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had to maintain a DC apartment and my home in New York on roughly $7,200 net a month out of $14,500 a month that I would get paid.
Wow.
It's hard.
So a little less, pardon me, than 50% is what actually made it to my bank account. And I had to maintain 2 residents. You know that.
That's
maintaining 2 households, New York City and DC on $7,200 is
I got 3 that I maintain.
bro, I'm like
some days
Mr.
I'm like, how am I doing this?
Financial juggling.
How am I doing this?
That's what I'm telling you. And I did it.
Yeah.
But I can tell you in the long run, they do need a cost of livable adjustment. I do believe if we increase the salary of Congress, eventually we would lower corruption. I do believe that. But with that increase, there has to be something else that we give. And I think if we increase congressional salaries, we take away trading.
Got you.
That's it. Give them a higher pay raise. Give them $300,000 a month. That's fine. 300 grand a year.
People wouldn't run.
You can't stock trade.
Yeah.
They would run.
But then you have the right people.
Yeah,
You'd have better people.
Exactly.
You'd have people who are running for the
Look at
right
how many
reasons.
already have money.
Think
You're
about the
right.
billionaire. There's not billionaires, but
The one we ran into
multi-millionaires. Well, sure, but there's multi-millionaires, generational wealthy people who don't need the money. They want the access, the influence. Some of
they
them
like the game.
Some of them, I will say, it's just like oh, I was a congressman too.
Yeah.
A CEO, blah,
Yep.
blah. Oh, my pin for congressman.
Yep.
Some of them, it's just status.
Yeah.
And I get that. But I know, look, I say this. I like him. He's a gentleman. Vern Buchanan from Florida. He's older gentleman. He's very wealthy. I can't fathom why he's in Congress. He must
Yeah.
be bored.
Yeah, he's-
I mean, he has to be bored. But I believe that for him, it's either he's very passionate about public policy or it's just a status thing for him.
it
I'm a
is.
congressman.
So I know I said one last question, but I'm sorry I have to ask you this because no, this is important. I gotta ask you this because if I'm being honest with
Good
you
luck
guys,
editing
if I'm being honest with you,
Right.
this is probably the thing I like the most about our current president is that he comes in and he changes everything. And when we see other presidents, when Obama was president, when Biden was president, the whole term was he's trying.
Mm-hmm.
We hear about Congress is in the way, the senators, everybody's in the way. But when Trump is like, we doing this, I said it.
Congress
And to
is in
me,
the
how
way?
is he able to do that?
Get
How
me
is
an
Trump able to-
executive order. I'll sign
Yeah,
it.
how is he able to do that? Like, how does he run the presidency like he's a CEO without no diplomacy compared to most who ran it with
That sounds
He
like
doesn't
pseudo
give a fuck.
dictatorship. That sounds
No,
like pseudo
no, it's not a
dictatorship.
dictatorship.
We're on the line of it.
Not even close. We
yeah.
have courts, we have injunctions.
Okay, true.
So there's no
I'm
dictatorship
waiting on them
like.
to slap him down on one of his silly orders.
But they're
They're not
doing.
free.
It's happened, and they're fighting, and they're appealing because judges are taking advantage and
You
weaponizing
didn't ask me
injunctions.
this question, but I think people are benefiting
question- yeah,
from from the orders that he's.
But what I'm saying is that
Americans are
what
benefiting.
I'm saying is that when Trump's the president, people act hopeless
'Cause he has balls.
Like, what are we gonna do? He's in home. We gotta stop him. And and I've never seen anybody say stop Obama, stop Bush and them ran us to a war.
Did they
and
say
everybody
fake
knew
war.
a fake war, and no one
a
said
fake
stop
war
him
on
But
fake
it's like,
I don't
information.
think people saw Obama as a
hate
threat,
Bush.
unfortunately.
But
I mean,
no. Obama wasn't a threat. Obama's the greatest president of all time, in my opinion. But my point
That's
is,
debatable.
In my point, that is. but in my opinion, because the one thing he did to me was the president is not about policy; it's about behavior. When if you come into a kid's, if you see them, look, I grew up in the hood. You grew up in the hood, George, so you understand this. If you grew up in the hood, you know the baddest kids usually had the worst kind of parents too. You usually knew that the mom didn't give a fuck, the moms, and that's why they was running the neighborhood, beating everybody up, getting in trouble. So for
I was
me,
getting beat up.
so you understand it then?
I was the kid, and I get beat up when I got home by my dad because he was like, "Why'd he hit you?" Why did you hit him back? No.
So you know how we
now I'm
grew
gonna
up?
hit you for not hitting him back. I'm like,
so
damn
you
it.
so you
I never
say-
had it easy.
So you're saying that you understand how he grew up, but the one thing that I look at is this man comes in and he says, we're not doing that no more. And it's almost like the world is like, oh my God, we have to fight him. And I'm like, well, every president said we're not doing something. Obama took how many years to get Obamacare to the top? Like, it's like I feel like I just hate as a man. I hate making like another man has power over my life when I have to take care of my entire family with this. So Trump is like entertainment to me. Like I like watching for entertainment because I know my family's gonna go as far as I take them, not as far as the president does. But so many people are caught in it. So I'm always wondering like, is it just how he moves? Can Obama come in? Can Obama come in and say, I'm signing an executive order?
Well, he did.
Reassigning every Trump order, and then it becomes like those don't matter no more.
But here's the deal. He did that, right? He signed DACA, which is the Deferral to Rival Childhood Act, into law via executive order, which was a grotesque overreach of the executive. It was actually the single-handedly most egregious act out of the executive office came from Obama because he couldn't get it through Congress, so he pushed it through. It was sued. He won on appeals, and it never really got properly litigated. Now we have this political football that keeps going bounce and used as a gauntlet against politicians of opposing sides. But here's the reality. No one wants to fix it, Ray, because this happened in 2014 and Democrats have had the opportunity to fix this. They chose not to because they like to use it as a bargaining chip. I wanted to fix it. I'm pro just giving DACA recipients green cards at this point. They've been here since they were kids. They've had legal temporary status for 12 years. It's a net positive for Republicans to be like, hey, you 800,000 people, here's a green card. Welcome to the United States. Get out of the shadows. Stop playing limbo with these 2 years every renewals and all of that. But for some reason, some of my colleagues think that that's amnesty. I'm like, what are you going to do? Get these 800,000 people and send them back home? Like, you're literally going to hurt our economy because these 800,000 people actually participate, pay taxes, are part of our economy. So this is how the hypocrisy of DC bothers me and does nothing. We do this on our podcast a lot on Pants on Fire, is we try to just have these blunt like conversations of what really happens. Yeah. And sometimes Naja is delighted and in some ways she hates to admit it, but she agrees with me on certain things. Because
a broken clock is right
fuck
twice
off
a day.
with the broken clock. I'm tired of that saying. Pick a new one. So like, I think that there's a way that we can literally find common ground in every aspect.
Absolutely.
I agree. The thing is,
Absolutely.
I will tell you why Trump is different than every other president. Because he actually has testicular fortitude. He doesn't care. He looks, he talks to his advisors and says, what's the worst case scenario? They give it to him. What's the best case scenario? They give it to him. It's like, fuck it. Let's take it to war. And he goes on a war path.
Yeah.
And dude, that's what real men do. They don't care. They go to war.
That's how men do
it's
it.
like Sparta, right?
Exactly.
Remember that scene in Sparta?
I already know. I agree.
That's what men actually behave like. None of that pussyfooting that you saw Joe Biden do for the last 4 years.
And not only that, when Susie got in the presidency,
barely.
the one thing I knew, and I said it, and this one confirmed it. Remember I said, if he win, men won in control. And all this is documented on all my shows, but it was one thing that I was like, he gets it is as soon as he got nominated, all of a sudden, Russia, Ukraine, Hamas, everybody's like, we'll talk.
They're scared.
Because you got somebody there like, I will blow y'all motherfucking head off. And guess what? When I come in my house and tell my kids, don't fucking play with me, I've never hit my kid. Well, I probably hit my son once or twice and he's 16. But if I say the threat of I will fuck somebody up in here is enough for him to fly straight and behave. You know, America needs a father figure who's going to basically cut the bullshit. Because we started being a country that started focusing more on moral agendas, than we start focusing on how to fix
We're
our
a country
households.
that's focused more on cutting little boys' dicks off than we did in actually putting a stand in the world to say, you know what? Fuck off.
I agree.
And I'm pissed off. Like, as an American, the thing that infuriates me the most is how we were taken for a ride to the tune of $100 billion in Ukraine to fight a proxy war with China. Nobody talks about this. They think we're a proxy war with Russia. No, we're not. We're using Ukraine. China's using Russia. We're actually at war with China, just testing how far we can push one another. But nobody talks about the fact that, you know what that $100 billion would have done in this country?
Right.
Homelessness, gone. Famine, gone. Child education, up by 40%. I mean, why Why is it that when we go petition Congress to end homelessness, hunger, and increase education, it's never within the budget? But to fund a war all the way in fucking Eastern Europe, we all of a sudden have $100 billion, sorry for the reach.
No.
So it's like, are you kidding?
I think it's because it's power, and if they get rid of
The
homelessness,
military-industrial complex, girl.
what you mean?
It's the military-industrial complex makes, out of that $100 billion we spent, it goes back into the pockets of politicians, corporate lords, warlords, and military contractors.
Yeah,
That's
but-
why it's easily funded like this.
Yeah.
We
I
got
was
4
looking at
years
it
to see
as
what
like
happens,
if they're funding child education and homelessness, that's going to put their people in a better position. And I feel like they don't want us in a better position because now we can't.
No, finish. I'm sorry.
I say so. They don't want us in power as their people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with you. They want us in that systemic entrapment I said
Yeah.
earlier.
If my Uncle Michael, he knows I'm interviewing you. He is a political pundit. He loves it. He would ask him about Project 2025.
I never read it.
What the fuck is going to happen to us? So I have to ask you for the sake of my uncle, like, should we be worried about Project 2025?
No, we shouldn't. I mean, Project 2020, I never read the whole. First of all, I'm not sitting down and reading a political wish list.
think he
it's like,
isn't.
you know that Amazon wish list that
Yes,
you have?
yes.
I am not sitting
yes, yes.
and reading the Republican wish
yes.
list
Yeah,
from the
well,
Heritage
long.
Foundation. There are things in there that I like. There are things in there that I absolutely reject, fundamentally reject.
Yeah.
I did read Agenda 47, which was President Trump's wish list of what he wanted to accomplish. There are things in there I disagree with. I mean, look, on my way here, I had to comment on a news show yesterday about a young lady in the state of Georgia that they're trying to imprison for having a miscarriage and not notifying the authorities. I'm like, wait, has Georgia gone back to the Handmaid's Tale, like
That's crazy.
Handmaid's Tales? Because I'm completely confused at that. Like that really caught me off guard, and I don't run with that.
Gotcha.
You know, like sure, I'm pro-life, but
Yeah.
putting a woman in jail because she had a miscarriage, like what the fuck are we doing?
Do some of the people that authored Project 2025, aren't they in the cabinet now?
Not
Aren't
in the
they
cabinet.
adjacent?
They run. They have roles
don't
in
know
the
the facts to
admin,
check.
like
I'm
the
sure the
Office of
comments will.
O&B, right? Office of Management and Budget. He is one of the authors, but people give too much credence to these positions, way more than they should.
Yeah.
I saw this I was a congressman. When you think of a congressman, you think power. Oh, he's a congressman.
I know you, honey. I don't think of that.
They could. Most people think congressman, you think power, right?
Really?
Like, oh,
Over the-
he can
yeah.
make it happen. No, you can't.
Very little.
What-
Okay.
You're just the speck in the
I just
microcosm
think it's
of political
interesting that some of the authors
bullshit.
are now adjacent and taking meetings with him and rubbing elbows.
It
That's
doesn't
all.
matter, but the agenda in large, like
We'll
they
see.
keep
We
saying,
have 4 years to see what happens.
fair. And can I say I told you so at the end of the 4 years?
You absolutely can. And you can go on camera and say it. And I will say nothing.
So
We can come back here. You
We-
can
I
say it to
will-
me
I'll
on
invite
the
y'all.
Ray
pod.
will
Sure.
come to
I'm
Ray.
coming to Florida.
Ray is coming to
I'm
York.
coming to y'all.
Ray,
Y'all
come
just
to New
fuck-
York.
I'm coming to y'all.
We're mad.
Come to New
to New
York.
York.
You're gonna come to Pants on Fire, and we'll do that.
When
there.
I come, set that up. I'm coming later on this month. I want to do that show. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I could talk shit with y'all all day. So we have this thing. We have this segment we do called Broke Stories, right? Obviously, you guys are looking really good. You know, I know George said he's broke, but his shoes. What does Maury say? The shoe test determines that is a lie. So my point is, one thing I want to ask you is, give us a broke story for either one of you, both of you, where it was like you were down bad, and what did you do to get out of the scenario?
Ooh.
You want to go
It's a lot of
first? Oh, you don't have one? Bitch,
She don't want to whisper.
She's never been broke a day in her life.
I was like, she did give us the.
Do him first.
She's never been broke a day in her life.
I know the struggle.
So George, what would be your broke story?
Right now, it's my broke story. You got no idea. I know how to put it. Look, let's talk about living by appearances.
Let's go.
I will teach you the 101 kit, right?
Tell us.
Dig deep in your closet, find the nicest shit you have from when you weren't broke, and then just keep putting on the facade. People will by default think, this dude has never seen a struggle in his day. I am juggling a whole lot of life right now
Yeah.
on a whole lot of little income.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time.
It's
like
hard.
I grew up poor. But once you get to a point, and I was talking to Naja about this in the car, at one point in my life, I used to look at $100 in value, worship the value of $100.
Amen.
Then I got to the point of, oh, that's only $3,000. I'll take
Yeah.
two, one in each color.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, does Klarna do 12 months on that.
You wear it well. You make it look good.
That's literally my life.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I love it because to me, my problem is no one likes to admit when it's happening. We'll tell you what happened.
Yes.
But it's like we're afraid to say what's happening when it's happening, but that's what makes the heroes the heroes.
Put a front. That's what I do.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
put a front because I believe in the law of attraction.
Yeah.
Right? Eventually, it's going to come back.
Okay,
So what do you-
so this is good. He's a broke moment.
Yeah.
I like this. What is your plan to not be broke
I'm
going
about to
forward?
say the same thing.
Well, so the plan right now is stay out of prison.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, and God's on my side on that, I hope. Number two is just, I'm a workaholic. I don't care. Like, I bolt into Atlanta here. I'm going to bolt back to New York tonight. Tomorrow morning, I'm in News Corp for Fox Hits. And then I'm also at CNN in the afternoon. So it's like, I'm a moving, walking, like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, we talk about this a lot. She's like, wait, you're going to fly in, fly out right after this? I'm like, yes.
Whatever I
Because
gotta
I got
do.
shit to do
That's how
tomorrow
I
in
feel.
New York. So
That's how I
I don't
feel.
care about working. So I work probably 14, 16-hour days. And I sleep very little. And it's a grind for me. It's like, I drive my assistant and my publicist absolutely nuts. Like, do I got to do birthday parties for toddlers now? I will. If
will.
I
You know
have
any
to,
broke person that
I
has an
will
assistant
show
and a
up.
publicist?
Like, I don't care. Well, I mean, we pay them fucking commission.
That's a cost of business. That's a cost of business.
It's the
though.
cost of doing business. So I have said, if I have to go be Slappy the Clown for toddlers, and if that's the mission today, I say no to nothing.
I think you should be a political commentator because I think
That's
that
dying.
I know, but I think that is only dying because everybody's being nice. I think that if you come with that energy, because honestly, that's what I did on the music side. I was like, oh, y'all turn your back on me. Y'all know I know every secret, right? Y'all know and I feel more powerful than any A&R now. I feel like I did a tweet where I was like, this label did some fuck shit. And they was in the middle of a bid war, and the artist pulled out of a deal because of my tweet. And the label head
That's
called me
power.
like, "Yo, Ray, when you hear some stuff about our company from now on, can you call me and confirm that?"
No,
'Cause
fuck you.
But my thing is like, but my thing is like, you start realizing the power, and I think you're going to be way more powerful on the outside than you.
So
will be on the
if I
inside.
tell you the amount of like begging text messages I get from members of Congress on both sides, like, hey, I saw you're teasing something with me. Let's talk about this. Let's resolve this in an amicable way. I'm like, I'm sorry, my tweet's already scheduled. I don't cancel my tweets.
Listen,
Like, I don't care. I really don't. You didn't do shit for me. Why would I do it for you? And then they see me in person and they're just like, I mean, I've never come for you. Why are you coming for me like that? I'm like, because it's out there.
Isn't that what we do?
Like, isn't that what we do? Don't we do dirty laundry like that and expel one another? Like, come on, you know how this rolls. So that's kind of how I play it. Some might call it blackmail, but it's really not.
So we have two more segments,
happened
two
to
more
me?
things, in
Oh,
just
yeah,
case you're
gum,
sweating.
gum.
They just
I
trying
don't
to make
have
sure you're
gum.
straight.
Who said I had gum?
Don't worry about the gum. Don't worry about
I
that.
good?
They're just seeing you sweat. They're trying to help.
Am I sweating?
Don't sweat. I am. So we have this thing we call credit check.
This is not gum. This is the wrapper from the cup.
I
You
hate
guys suck. Boo. I peeled it off of here because I'm ADD, okay? These dudes thought I was rolling
they
gum
thought-
in my hand. What do you think I am? A toddler? What the fuck? I love how they're like, gum? Like, what gum?
Oh,
Okay,
they thought
go ahead.
they was concerned. So let me
No,
ask
it's
you.
okay.
So we have this segment called credit check, and it's the second to last question, where we give people like yourself, like everybody say,
Like, as in my credit score?
no. you're actually like this. You're actually
I
like
do
this.
hustle to keep a white man's credit score.
You know how they say, like give such and such as flowers.
Yes.
Like I hate that. Like don't give me my flowers. Give me my credit. Because flowers don't feed my family. Give me my credit, and I can take that credit and go
take
feed my
both.
family. I take the credit and go buy my own flowers, the ones I want. But we ask people like you guys to give us 2 to 3 unsung heroes in your journey that you just want to give some credit to, that just deserve some credit for being here.
Wow. Groups of people or
Or it could be your
specific-
husband, it could be your mother. It's just whoever
Yeah.
you think is just whoever contributed to Naja becoming.
Oh my God. My husband is a divorced dad, and I saw what he was dragged through in family court. It was atrocious. It was unbelievable, and it led me to doing the work that I do and advocating for, specifically for fathers that have become targeted by the system or alienated. So any dad out there that loves and wants access to his children, but has the court system or an angry child's mother, as some would say, or baby mama, as some would say. If you are in a situation where the systems are have partnered together to oppress you, then keep your head up. My husband, for sure, like he's like just a dope human being. Also, black male teachers, we don't have enough of them. So if you are a black male elementary, high school, like whatever type of teacher, we need more of those. And
shout out to my boy Chevy. He's headliner for
I don't know him,
teachers.
but shout out to him.
Yeah.
And one more person that is an unsung hero. Gosh, anybody that's keeping their head up in this particular system, in this era of humanity, and I'm not talking about the presidency, I'm just talking about where we are in 2025.
Yeah.
Anybody that wakes up and says, I'm going to try to change the world. Mother Teresa said one of my favorite quotes, which is, if you want to change the world, go home and love your family. So those of us that are change agents, no matter if you're doing it from a micro or a macro level, shout out to you, because you the bomb. Like, you deserve the credit.
Love that.
I give all the credit to everything in my life to my late mom. Without her, my mom was mom, dad, all in one at one point in life. And she was my best friend, my mom, my mentor in many ways. And obviously I could never go without saying, I would not be here today. Probably I'd be in less doo-doo because she would have stopped me. But my mom definitely, my husband, who through the last 7 years endured all of my political ambition and all of this, and then having everything blow up and like being a rock.
Yeah.
And then my sister. I mean, when I say partner in crime, and I mean that, like,
I love that.
Like she's like, what we gotta do. She calls, he's like, hey, who we beating up? I'm like, because she's definitely more on that side of like, we're yin and yang. I'm like all proper, collected. Like,
You trying to be nice to the world. Let me.
She's like,
let's go.
who I gotta do? Like, what's happening? Like, she's tying her hair up in a bun, and she's like, "What's up?"
She got
And
the
I'm
Vaseline
like,
ready.
she's ready. Like, I think if you can have that level of a connection with your sibling, explore it, because the best people to lift one another up is going to be your sibling.
They're your first best friends.
10 out of 10 times, 100%. Your first best friend. So for me, it's always been family.
Gotcha.
And I know you said 3, but I do want to just throw it out there to say I've had so many people and supporters and people who have stood by me. Without their love and energy, I would have never made it. A lot of people ask, how'd you get it through? Because at the same time I had the media burying me, I had people all over this country, in my district and all across America, sending me love, strength, power. I have letters upon, like, boxes of letters that I received when I was in Congress of pure joy and support. Some were kind of nasty too, but the good overweighed the bad, and it's people. I'm a people person. I got into politics because I like people. I got into politics because I like people interaction. So without people, I don't think I would ever have been able to get to where I got. So I always like to thank them as well.
And you're a man of the people no matter what.
I love the people. Like,
because sometimes
put me in any environment. I roll.
So last question. We ask people like you guys.
He said that like 10 questions ago.
Last question. No, this is really the last one. I'm just thinking about my Uncle Michael. He gonna be like, did you ask him? I'm just thinking about him. But this last question, literally, this show is called the GAUDs Show. GAUDs is an acronym for goats and underdogs. That's what it stands for. Do you consider yourself a goat, or do you consider yourself an underdog? And if you do consider yourself an underdog, what do you personally want to accomplish so for you to say, man, I'm the GOAT?
I'm just gonna. I'll run with this one, and you can go after. You cool?
You go.
I consider myself. I don't think I'm the GOAT. However, everybody thinks I'm the GOAT. I think I have so much more to prove to be the GOAT. But I will say this: I am a master media deflector. I can take the media to task. I held the historically largest press conference that a member of Congress that is not the Speaker of the House in history.
Yeah.
And I have that ability, the gravitas to do that. So I am the GOAT when it comes to like manipulating the media and giving them exactly what they want and making them stand in DC frigid weather at 7 a.m. waiting for me to arrive. Like, nobody pulls that off. I did.
Yes.
So that being said, I do believe I am an underdog. However, I do have GOAT qualities.
I love that.
But I do want to be the GOAT, period. Like, Donald Trump and Barack Obama and all these leaders who are the GOATs in their own respective manners. But I think I have a long way to go.
Well, I'm gonna just tell you one thing. It's a famous saying: America loves a comeback story. So
Trump is an example of that. Are you kidding?
By the way, this
Cuomo's tried it in New York too.
This is how it starts. Like, just
Yeah.
because sometimes the world, you get the chance to get your narrative. And notice, I don't have to go salacious with this because, like, I understand. Like, David Geffen lied on his application, and he became one of the most powerful agents of all time. What if they found the application and realized he lied? He worked in the mailroom to learn to change it. Because he did it for his career. Now he's a fucking billionaire.
But
like,
think about it this way. Mike
Yeah.
Tyson tried to come back. It didn't work out. And
he
I
was
love
saying-
Mike Tyson.
He was saying some crazy shit. But actually, Mike is back. But listen, he said it's my last question. I just want to thank George. No, hold on, Najee, you answer the question.
I think it's good to be interchangeable. I can say it at that. I think at times in my life I've learned to be both. And I think sometimes I was a little bit too humble and sometimes I've been not enough humble.
yeah.
So interchangeable for sure. I like that.
Do you know how to be humble?
I work on a podcast with your name on it. This is humility for me.
I love
so interchangeable.
That is a
I've learned-
privilege, darling.
I love that.
Depends on who you ask.
I love that. Well, I just want to tell you guys, I want to thank you guys for doing this show. George, I'm going to just be honest, because Najee, I just met you, obviously, but I'm going to be honest with you. Like in the hood, what you did was some GOAT shit. and I know on some,
I've heard that
I know white people probably,
Everybody
and like corporate
around,
Americans, like, how can you say that? Like in the hood,
It's like he
you
got it.
have nothing. So sometimes you got to make nothing out of something, and you did that. Now, I hope that this is a start for the whole thing, and I'm going to keep an eye, but like, I just want to tell you, that was some genius shit. I just wish that you just filmed it beforehand because you might not be in no trouble now.
I'll tell you this. My biggest following is Black Americans. They flock to me. Like, I'm in the airport. We were coming out, this older Black, and I'm like, it was the Congressman, how are you? Like, it's like, that's kind of the energy I get. And during the entire scandal, when I was like walking through LaGuardia to go to DC twice a week, going back and forth to DC, it was Black people who stopped me like, you beat the white man at his game, and they hate you for it.
You
This
beat
is
him
why
at
they
the
got
game.
you out of there.
You remind me of, like, I know you probably seen this movie, but Will Smith's character in 6 Degrees of Separation.
I never watched the movie.
You have to. He was gay, and he made up this whole story that he was Harry Belafonte's son.
Oh, wow.
And all these rich white folks took him in, and then he robbed them all.
That's not nice.
And here's the best part about it. They were obsessed with him. Just come back. We don't care. Come back and see it. Because he gave them life. They were like the coolest people in their building of rich people. Like, you had the Black kid. Tell us about it. Like, they loved it. So listen, they're going to keep watching you, man. This is the GAUDs Show. Thanks for watching. We are out. Let's go.
That was fun.
That was great. That was great.